Welcome to Movie Insight Global. Today, I am going to explain the South Korean survival drama TV series called Squid Game. Spoilers ahead. Watch and enjoy. The main character of this series is Song Gi-hun. He is broke and does not have money to celebrate his daughter's birthday. Gi-hun's elderly mother gives him some money to take his daughter out for dinner. Gi-hun requires more money. He steals his mother's ATM card and withdraws all the money from the bank. He bets that money in the horse race and wins 4 million wons. Gi-hun had borrowed money from a loan shark. That's why they go after him and corner him in the lavatory and beat him. When Gi-hun checks his pocket to return their money, he finds out the money has been stolen. He had lost all the bet money. Then he remembers bumping into a girl. He understands that the girl has undoubtedly ripped his pocket. Gi-hun does not have any money. They give him another month to pay them back. Later, Gi-hun takes his daughter for dinner. Gi-hun reaches the subway to go home, but he misses the train and waits for another train. A well-dressed man asks Gi-hun to play a game of dokji for money. Gi-hun has never seen this man before. The man tells him, if you win this game, I will give you 1 lakh wons. Gi-hun sees a briefcase full of money and agrees to play the game after taking lots of beating. Finally, he wins a game and the money. The man gives Gi-hun an invitation card and offers an opportunity to play more games for a chance at a larger cash prize. After returning home, Gi-hun gives his mother the money. His mother tells him that he is divorced now, he should get custody of his daughter, and she is to leave for the United States with her mother and stepfather. Gi-hun loves his daughter and wants to get custody of his daughter. He wants to earn lots of money, so he calls the number on the card. A van comes to pick him up, and there are other people in the van too. The smoke in the van makes them unconscious. They are taken to an unknown location with 455 other people. The players are made to wear green tracksuits with individual numbers. The host of this facility always wears a mask. Players are kept under watch at all times. There was one common thing among the players, that they are all deeply in debt. Gi-hun meets player number 1. He is an old man, and has a brain tumor and prefers to play the game, as opposed to waiting to die in the outside world. A fight breaks out between 2 players. The girl, named Kang Se-byuk, and the man named Jang Deok-soo. Gi-hun immediately recognizes her and asks her to give him his money. Meanwhile, a group of masked guards in pink jumpsuits arrive and explain that the players are all in dire financial straits, but they can win billions of wons in prize money. If they can win 6 games over 6 days, they all sign the contract. The first rule of this contract is, no player can skip the game on his or her own. The second rule is if any player who refuses to play will be eliminated. The third rule is, if the majority of the players are unwilling to play the game, they may leave the place and go home. Then they all see the massive glass container, which is installed atop of the room. Then they are all taken in a series of stairs leading to the playing arena. Gi-hun meets his childhood classmate Cho Sang-woo, who is an investment broker. Gi-hun is surprised to see him because he had gone out of the country on business. There is a massive doll on another side of the ground. The first game is red light, green light. The rules are simple. Whenever the doll is singing, they have to move forward. When it stops singing, they have to stop. If anyone caught moving will be shot dead on the spot. They have to cross the red line to finish the game. The game starts and people are getting shot when they move. They all come to know the true and sadistic nature of the game. People panic and some start running and many die. The rest complete the game. The dead bodies are taken away by the guards. Then the guards go to the dormitory. All the players are scared and a woman pleads with guards that she does not want to continue. A guard explains to them the third rule of the contract. This has to go through the voting process. Before the voting process, the frontman shows them the prize money. The money starts to accumulate in the massive glass container, as this entire money will go to the winner. The prize money is a total of 45 billion wons. Then the voting process begins, in which the majority did not want to play the game, and the game is stopped midway. They can all rejoin the game in the future if they want. They all are sent back without any prize money. The next day, Gi-hun goes to the police station and explains to them everything that had happened at the game. But no one believes him. He pleads with the officer to investigate. Gi-hun even shows them the card, but when police call, the number doesn't connect. Gi-hun returns home and his mother is not to be seen anywhere. Gi-hun's classmate Cho Sang-woo was secretly looking at his mother. Gi-hun asks him why he is hiding from his mother. Sang-woo tells him that he is in debt and owes 6 billion wons. He tells him that he had invested his client's money in the stock market. Regrettably, he has lost all the money. Gi-hun receives a call from the hospital that his mother has been hospitalized. Her diabetes and non-treatment of her wounds for a long time have put her life at risk. The doctor tells Gi-hun that his mother can be treated, and the only way to save her is to amputate her leg. This operation costs lots of money. Gi-hun has no money and even he has spent the insurance money. Gi-hun goes to his ex-wife seeking help. She refuses to give him any money and asks him to leave. Her husband comes out to give Gi-hun the money and says to him to stay away from his family. Gi-hun punches him and his daughter witnesses that. Next scene, Abdul, also the player who returned, asks his boss to pay his salary. But his boss refuses to pay, and Abdul starts to fight with him. Accidentally, his boss's hand gets caught in a machine, injuring him. Abdul grabs the money and runs away. Returning home, Abdul hands the money to his wife and tells her to leave the country immediately. Sae-byuk meets an agent, as she has to bring her mother from North Korea to South Korea. Sae-byuk needs money to bring her mother here. She has a younger brother whom she promised to bring their mother. Next scene, Hwang Jun-ho, who is a police officer, is looking for his missing elder brother. He goes to his brother's apartment looking for clues. He knows his brother hasn't come home for a few days. Then he finds the same invitation card. Jun-ho has seen the same card with Gi-hun at the police station. Jun-ho goes to Gi-hun and inquires about it, but he refuses to answer. When Gi-hun returns home, he is again invited to re-enter the game. Gi-hun decides that he will again join the game. And many return out of desperation. They are all taken to a ship. Jun-ho secretly follows them to the ship. He kills a guard and throws him in the water and takes his place. The players are taken to a facility on a remote island. All the players are unconscious and the guards dress them up. And all the players queue up for the food. Sae-byuk and Min-ayo go to the washroom at night. Sae-byuk sneaks into the AC duct unnoticed and she explores the facility. She notices the guards are melting pots of sugar. One of the guards suspects and enters the washroom. By then Sae-byuk returns. Sae-byuk tells Min-ayo everything. And Sang-woo hears them. He asks Sae-byuk about it. She tells him that guards were melting huge pots of sugar. Then all the players are taken to the playground. The game is revealed as Popki. Sang-woo recognizes the game beforehand and he does not warn his teammates. He chooses the simplest shape for himself. Then they all are given a small box with shapes made in it, where each player must perfectly extract a stamped shape, without damaging it under a 10-minute time limit. Sang-woo easily takes out the shape. Gi-hun ends up picking the most difficult shape, an umbrella. Guards shoot the players who failed to extract the shape. Out of 187 players who returned, only 108 players are left. Later they all are served refreshments. Jang takes another man's food and when he is accused, Jang kicks the man, who dies on the spot. Guards do nothing and prize money increases. Player 111, a doctor, secretly works with the guards. He removes organs from dead players to sell them on the black market. In return, the doctor receives information on the upcoming games. All this was happening secretly and going well according to the plan. This is the reason they have their own man controlling the surveillance room. To delete certain footage, one of the guards informs the doctor about the next game, so that he can survive it. Now the lights were about to go off in 30 minutes. Sang-woo tells Gi-hun that Jang's team may attack them tonight, and they have to be vigilant and protect themselves to survive the night. The doctor joins Jang's team for safety. In return, he gives information on the next game. After lights go out, a riot breaks out in the dormitory. As the players attack each other, Jang goes after Sae-byuk. However, Sang-woo saves her. The guards enter the dormitory and stop the riot. Later, they are taken for the third game. Players are told to form groups of 10. Jang, having learned of the game from the doctor beforehand, picks only strong men and rejects Min-ayo. Gi-hun also forms his team, but they need a player. Min-ayo joins their team. The game is revealed to be tug of war on two raised platforms where a team wins by dragging the opposing team off the platform to their deaths. Jang's team wins their match. Now it is the turn of Gi-hun's team. Player number 1, the old man, says, "I have played many tug of wars in my life," and he guides them on how to win this game. They win the game against all men's team. In the dormitory, lights are to go off in 30 minutes. Anticipating another attack from Jang's team, they decide to take turns to guard their side. The doctor and guards are harvesting the organs of dead bodies. Guard numbers 28 and 29 will have to deliver these organs. They talk about the dead body having one kidney and call him a zombie. Guard number 29 is Junho, who is disguised as a guard. Listens to their conversation. Guard numbers 28 and 29 go out to deliver the organs. On the way, Junho notices the bomb in the tunnel. Junho tries to extract more information from number 28. Number 28 suspects him and asks Junho to show his face. Junho takes out his mask and points the gun at the guard. Junho asks him about the man with the one kidney. Who is the person whom you called a zombie? The guard says she was a girl, and he says that all the information can be obtained in the leader's room. Junho shoots him. The doctor asks the guard about the next game. But this time, the guards also don't have information about the next game. The doctor becomes furious. He fights with a guard, and the doctor escapes after killing him. A guard chases him to the playground, and the guard does not shoot the doctor. However, the frontman comes and shoots them both. Frontman finds the dead body of number 28. He knows someone has entered the facility and begins the manhunt. Junho breaks into the frontman's office, and he enters a room. Junho learns that the game has been running for over 30 years and that his elder brother Hwang In-ho was the winner in 2015. For the fourth game, players are told to pair up for a marble game. They were asked to choose their partner. The players do the same and choose their partners. Following that, each player is given 10 marbles. They discover that instead of working as a team, they will have to play against their partner. Whoever gets all their partner's marbles within 30 minutes will win and survive. Sangwoo and Abdul play the even and odd game. They have to guess the number of marbles in the other person's hand. Abdul wins 9 marbles from Sangwoo. Sangwoo tricks Abdul into giving up all his marbles, and Sangwoo gives them to the guard saying he has won all the marbles. Abdul checks the marbles, but they are exchanged with stones. Gihan is partnered with the old man who does not want to play. Gihan convinces him to play, and they also play the even and odd game. The old man wins almost all the marbles from Gihan, but in the last round, the old man forgets what he had chosen. Gihan exploits the old man's dementia to defeat him. But the old man had kept a marble. He again wanders off. Gihan again requests him to finish the game. The old man had been aware of Gihan's deception the entire time, who remembers his name to be Oilnam, and gives his marble to Gihan. Sae-byeok and her partner Ji-young play the game. The game is, the one who will throw the marble closer to the wall will win. At first, Sae-byeok throws her marble. Ji-young drops the marble close to her. Sae-byeok gets angry and tells her to play the game properly. Ji-young says Sae-byeok has more to live for. Ji-young is all alone and nobody awaits her in the outside world. But Sae-byeok has her younger brother waiting for her. And Ji-young sacrifices herself. We see their dead bodies are taken away. Rest returned to the dormitory. Jang notices Minayo, who did not have a partner for the marbles game, is still alive. She teases Jang and makes fun of him. Later, the frontman finds a dead body and Junho's ID card on the shoreline. Then frontman receives a call that his VIPs have arrived. Frontman goes to receive them. All VIPs were taken to their rooms. And frontman later tells his boss about VIP's arrival. The next day, the players are taken for the fifth game. All the players have to choose a number between 1 to 16. Most of the players choose their number. The number decides the playing order. Gihan is left with limited choice. He has to choose between 1 and 16. Gihan gets confused about which number to choose. If he chooses number 1, he will have to play the game first. If he chooses number 16, the possibilities are that the game may become tougher. Then a man requests Gihan that he wants number 1, because he has never come first in his life. Then they are all taken to the gaming arena. The rule of the game is they all have to cross a 2-panel wide bridge, where the panels are each made of either tempered or regular glass. The regular glass cannot support their weight and will break. They will fall down to their deaths. The players at the front of the line fall to their deaths. Jang refuses to go forward despite the clock ticking, daring others to pass him. Meanwhile, the VIPs are watching the game. Minayo steps forward and tells him that he has betrayed her. She grabs Jang, pulls him down with her to their deaths. A player who is an expert glassworker determines which glass panels are safe to step on, but frontman turns off the lights to take away the advantage. They don't have time for the last step, so Sangwoo pushes the man revealing the last panel. Sangwoo, Gihan, and Sae-byeok cross the bridge. Then explosions shatter the remaining panels and injure all 3 players. Then Junho poses as a servant. A VIP asks Junho to take off his mask. He attacks the VIP, takes his confession, and escapes the island. Frontman goes after him. Junho swims to another island. Quickly, the frontman and guards chase him. Then Junho calls his seniors and also sends them all the proof. Frontman corners Junho on a hilltop and tries to recruit him. Junho refuses and shoots the frontman in the shoulder. Frontman takes off his mask and reveals himself to be his brother Inho. Inho shoots Junho in the shoulder, causing him to fall back over a cliff edge into the sea. Saebyeok bleeds, as a piece of glass has pierced her stomach. As finalists, they are given a change of outfit to formal clothes and a nice dinner. After dinner, each player is left with a knife. Saebyeok hides her wound. Gi-hun notices that she is not doing well. Gi-hun suggests to Saebyeok that they should ally against Sangwoo, as Sangwoo will go to any length to win. Saebyeok tells him, I have a younger brother in an orphanage. Saebyeok begs Gi-hun to promise that whoever wins the game will look after the other's family. Saebyeok's condition worsens, and Gi-hun goes to call for help. Meanwhile, Sangwoo kills Saebyeok. The next day, guards take them to the last game. The final game is the Squid Game. The VIPs watch the game. The game starts and they fight with each other. Gi-hun defeats Sangwoo after a brutal fight but refuses to kill him. He begs Sangwoo to stop the game using the third clause. Sangwoo instead stabs himself in the neck and asks Gi-hun to take care of his mother before dying. The frontman congratulates Gi-hun on the win and tells him he is a rich man now. Then Gi-hun is dropped off with an ATM card to access the prize money. His account has been deposited with the prize money. Gi-hun goes to his house. He finds his mother has died. 1 year later, Gi-hun remains traumatized and has not used his prize money. A lady selling flowers gives Gi-hun the same kind of card. With the address mentioned on it, Gi-hun goes to the address. He finds out the old man, player number 1, on his deathbed. The old man tells Gi-hun that he created the game to entertain bored ultra-rich people like himself. He chose games he played as a child. I participated in the game because playing is more enjoyable than watching. He says to Gi-hun he has to start spending his money and live his life, and he dies. Later, Gi-hun gets Saebyeok's younger brother out of the orphanage and drops him at Sangwoo's mother and asks her to take care of the kid. He also gives her a bag full of money. As Gi-hun travels to the airport to reconnect with his daughter in Los Angeles, he sees the same game recruiter playing Dokji with another desperate player. He chases the man, but he manages only to get that player's invitation card. He calls the number on the card before boarding his plane, demanding to know who is running the games. But Gi-hun is ordered to board the plane for his own good. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching.